The mindset shift that brings peace after 60. When the noise finally fades. There comes a time in life, usually after 60, when the world grows quieter. The rush slows down, the ambitions fade into memory, and suddenly, you find yourself sitting across from the one person you've rarely had time to meet. Yourself. At first, that silence feels strange, even uncomfortable, because for decades, your life has been measured by movement, deadlines, children, goals, noise. And now you're here, still breathing and wondering what now. But that question, what now, isn't an ending. It's an invitation to a peace you've never truly known before. The battle between what was and what is. Peace doesn't come from comfort. It comes from acceptance. But most people never realize that because they're still fighting time. They compare their reflection to who they used to be. They measure their worth by what they once achieved. They try to live tomorrow while holding on to yesterday. And that tug of war between what was and what is quietly steals joy from the present. The first step toward peace is surrendering the illusion that you must go backward to feel whole. The truth is, everything you've been searching for has been here all along, waiting for you to stop running. When letting go becomes strength. At this stage in life, letting go isn't weakness, it's wisdom. You learn to stop chasing people who left. You stop reliving moments you can't change. You stop needing to prove you still matter. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means making space for what matters now. You've carried enough. Now, it's time to put the weight down. And when you finally do, you'll feel something you haven't felt in years, lightness. Because peace doesn't begin when life gets easier. It begins when you stop fighting what already is. The mindset that changes everything. The mindset that brings peace after 60 is simple, but radical. You are not losing time. You are gaining freedom. You are no longer living to please others. You are no longer trapped in schedules that suffocate your joy. You are no longer defined by your productivity. You've earned this chapter, not as a reward for work, but as a return to being. When you realize that this season is not the decline of life, but the deepening of it, your entire world transforms. You stop asking, how much time do I have left? And start asking, how much peace can I create right now? The prison of expectations. For years, you probably lived by invisible rules. How you should behave, what you should achieve, what others expected of you. But most of those rules were never yours. Now, after 60, you have permission to rewrite them, to live by your own rhythm, to choose joy over duty, to walk slower, listen deeper, laugh louder. Peace begins where pretending ends. When you stop needing to meet expectations that were never yours, you rediscover the person you were before the world told you who to be. The power of perspective. Life doesn't change much after 60. Your perspective does. And that's where the power lies. When you shift from, why is this happening to me, to what is this teaching me? Every challenge becomes wisdom. When you shift from, I'm running out of time, to I'm finally in my time. Every day becomes sacred. When you shift from, I wish I had more, to I already have enough. Peace moves in like sunrise after a long night. Perspective doesn't erase problems. It transforms them into teachers. The beauty of simplicity. Peace isn't found in more, it's found in less. Less noise, less worry, less comparison. When you start simplifying your life, your space, your schedule, your thoughts, peace begins to settle in the empty spaces you once feared. You don't need to fill every moment. You just need to be present for the ones that fill you. The secret is not to chase happiness, but to notice it in small, gentle details that were always there, but often overlooked. When you stop apologizing for being you, there's a beautiful confidence that comes with age. You stop apologizing for your truth. You stop shrinking your voice to keep others comfortable. You start realizing that authenticity is peace. When you speak honestly, love deeply, and live gently, you no longer carry the anxiety of pretending. You start understanding that being yourself isn't selfish, it's sacred. Because peace cannot coexist with pretending. The healing that only time can bring. There are things you used to cry over that now make you smile. Not because they didn't matter, but because time has softened the sharp edges of pain. After 60, you begin to see how every heartbreak had a lesson. Every delay had timing. Every loss had a hidden gift. Peace is not forgetting what hurt you. It's understanding why it had to happen. It's gratitude disguised as grace. And that kind of peace doesn't come from the world. It comes from wisdom. The 7/30/90 day peace shift plan. 7 days, the pause. Spend 10 minutes daily in stillness. No distractions, no screens. Each day, write one line starting with, I release the need to control __. Notice how the act of release creates space for calm. 30 days, the gratitude reframe. Each morning, list 3 things you already have that bring peace. Not success, but peace. Shift every complaint into curiosity. Instead of why me, ask, what can this teach me? By day 30, you'll feel lighter. Not because life changed, but because your lens did. 90 days, the peace practice. Design a personal ritual for serenity. A walk, meditation, prayer, or journaling. Remove one recurring source of negativity. An obligation, a toxic habit, or a draining routine. By day 90, you'll realize peace isn't found, it's practiced. The gift of solitude. Solitude after 60 isn't loneliness, it's clarity. It's finally hearing your own voice without the echo of others' opinions. When you sit alone and feel peace instead of panic, you've reached one of life's highest states of freedom. You no longer fear being with yourself, because you finally like who you've become. That is what aging gracefully looks like. Not the absence of lines, but the presence of peace. When the heart becomes still, the most peaceful people aren't those with perfect lives. They're the ones who stop needing life to be perfect. They learn to stay calm in chaos, patient in uncertainty, and grateful in imperfection. Peace doesn't arrive as a gift. It arrives as a choice, made over and over, especially when it's hardest. You can't control every wave, but you can learn to float. And when you do, you realize peace was never missing. You just had to stop swimming against yourself. What true freedom feels like. True freedom after 60 isn't about travel, wealth, or possessions. It's the ability to wake up and feel at home in your own skin. To forgive yourself for the past. To rest without guilt. To love without fear. That's peace. Not the loud, temporary kind, but the quiet, unshakable one that sits deep in your bones. You don't chase it anymore. You carry it. The final lesson. Peace doesn't mean life stops challenging you. It means you stop fighting life. You stop demanding that it look a certain way. You start trusting that every day, even the ordinary ones, carries its own kind of miracle. At 60 and beyond, you finally understand. The point was never to win the race. It was to enjoy the walk. So take a deep breath. Let the noise of yesterday fade. Smile at the life you've built. Imperfect, real, and yours. You've spent years searching for happiness, but peace was always right here, waiting for you to slow down enough to feel it.